on the stream. We're ready to go.
Do you know how to implement scores? All right, so Morgan, there's this cheat sheet right here that tells you how to
so like
everything.
Whenever we take that off, and like let's say Reedy, which will be home, they get like 6 points. You click R, and then that moves up to 6.
Okay.
And so you basically all you have to do is use that cheat sheet and
reset it.
Everything will work out perfectly. What? Okay. I definitely don't know what I'm doing.
Bruh. Restarting their assume that we have
score in our future.
That they're gonna score.
We'll just put that on for right now.
Morgan, play the dinosaur game.
Oh.
Wait. Bruh. I'm sorry. What? What do you mean you can't? I'm sorry. What do you mean you can't join that Wi-Fi?
Oh, the Wi-Fi here sucks. It's absolute trash.
Okay. Computer is
We're just gonna guess
offline.
that Reedy scores eventually. So whenever they score 6, just don't put it in. It's kind of jank, but that's...
No one's gonna watch this. Everyone's gonna watch Independence Lone Stars anyway.
Or they're going to watch WFA.
Reese or anybody that's got communications up here or has that's not working?
Maybe downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's not good. Nothing's good because everyone moved this game to 5:30. I made sure to get you guys to say that this game was being moved to get here by 3 because I knew that if we didn't do that, then we were gonna be fucked. All right, we're gonna improvise here, Dutcher.
Sounds good to me.
With the Lovejoy rosters, let's just get the.
Wait, we can go grab one downstairs. Grab it. I was like, why haven't we done it?
You get a nice computer.
Good evening, football fans. It's time for your pregame weather current forecast, brought to you by Encore and the Frisco Independent School District. I'm meteorologist Jen Myers. Let's take a look at that forecast for this evening. If we stay dry, we'll see kickoff at about 85 degrees, and by the time the folks head home, about 77 degrees by the time the game is over. Once again, that's if we stay dry, and that is a huge if, folks, because look at these rain chances. 70% to start the game, 80% by the time the game is over. If we see the rain showers moving in, we'll be substantially cooler. We could get down into the upper 60s as that front moves through. Once again, not only increasing the chance for rain, but decreasing those temperatures, so keep that in mind. Also with the front comes pretty stout winds. They're going to be anywhere between 10 and 20 miles an hour, so keep that in mind for the game as well. Good news is we dry out for the weekend. 68 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday. Those overnight lows in the upper 40s and low 50s, so big changes from last weekend when we saw the low 90s across the area. Now remember, it's time for a free tree program here at Encore. All you have to do is be an Encore customer, get your Easy ID from your bill, and you're qualifying for 2 free trees sent to you through the mail, courtesy of the Arbor Day Foundation and Encore. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and enjoy the game.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Frisco Sports Network here at Memorial Stadium. Tonight is a match between the Lovejoy Leopards and the Reedy Lions.
I'm joined here by Christian Ducher here to my right. We have a pretty exciting matchup, a battle here to make it to the playoffs as we get set here for the beginning of this football game. Reedy will receive the ball in the first half, and Lovejoy will kick. And we are underway here. And they're just going to call it here for a fair catch. It'll be a touchback, and we'll start here, Reedy, with our offense here. Jalen Kitna starting off at the quarterback position, the Boston College commit, son of quarterback John Kitna, formerly of the National Football League. He hasn't had the most tremendous numbers so far, but he has had a pretty decent season. He's only thrown one interception so far this year.
And, you know, it says something for a junior QB to a new program to come out and be able to, although not extraordinary numbers, to be able to come out and be a sufficient quarterback, especially at the caliber he's playing.
And it'll be first down on the 25 here. And hand it off to Jacob Smith, and Jacob Smith will gain 3 yards there. And it looks like the people are struggling for it, so it looks like there might be a fumble here, but it's just going to stay in the hands of Smith. A gain of 4 there. Jacob Smith is replacing the injured Karsten Farragut, who has a broken leg.
And, you know, Jacob Smith has big shoes to fill here. He is just a sophomore running back, and so it is going to be important for the success of Reedy for him to do well.
And second down here, and they're going to run it again to Smith, and he's going to gain, looks like, another 4 yards here, and it's going to be third down and 2, committing to the running game here at the start.
And, you know, I think that's a great idea to start out here. Last week we saw the passing with Reedy wasn't necessarily as good as we would have liked it to be, and so just get comfortable in the situation. It's an early game. It's unusual for all of us, so play it easy. Just run for the first couple of plays.
And Reedy running an interesting formation here, and they're just going to run it straight forward, try and do something, but Lovejoy read it like a book, and that's going back 2 yards, and they'll be set here to bring out the punting unit.
And, you know, that really was an unfortunate drive. They really couldn't get much done. That last play was where they struggled, and I think, honestly, in that play, in that position, they really needed to have passed it.
And it'll be a fourth down here on the 31, and they'll be set here to punt and give the ball to Lovejoy. It's a low snap here, but they will get the punt off. It's a nice little, and it's going to bounce back here. A nice bounce, and it's going to go all the way to the 16. A good start here for the Reedy special teams, and now the defense will come out, and here comes the Lovejoy offense, who's been very efficient at the start of this year. The question is, can they keep it up? They've only played sub 500 competition besides Denton Braswell, who they lost to.
And it's important to look at that loss because they did lose in overtime in a very close game. So really, they did lose, but they fought hard, and so they are going to be district competitors still.
Rucker is starting off here, and he'll take the snap. It is a pass to start off with. It's a nice throw, and it's wide. It was intended for number 81, Harper Poole. And R.W. Rucker, what a year he's been having. 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He's been having a really nice year for himself here at this Lovejoy offense, who's primarily a running team last year. And they'll do second down and 10 here, and they're going to once again go for the passing game. And Rucker's going to launch a deep ball here, and that was and there's flags everywhere. though it is debatable as the Lovejoy receiver did wrap his hands around number 9 for Reedy, Camden Hardy there.
And
They're going to call it, looks like they're going to call it pass interference here on the offense.
And there was no question on if there was a foul. The question was whether the foul was on the offense or the defense. You saw the Lovejoy team kind of wrapping their arms around Camden Hardy, and so I don't necessarily agree with that call, but that's what they're actually.
And it looks, there's a little bit of confusion here what Coach Chad Cole wants to do with it, and it looks like he's going to decline the penalty and just go for a 3rd down and 10. And it was pass interference on Lovejoy, 3rd down and 10 here. Let's see what happens. You take a long snap here, and they're going to run an adjustment. And it's a pass once again. He's going to head out to his right. He's under pressure, and he's brought down. It was only a gain of 1. He was brought down by number 54, which is a great play. Hudson Halbert there.
And Hudson Halbert, a powerlifting champion of the state, really strong and really able to bring you down when you need to be brought down.
And they're going to have to punt it here pretty deep, considering the circumstances here. Terrific defense by Reedy. Let's see if the offense can respond. And back to receive it, number 9, Camden Hardy.
And what a great kick by Tyler
He'll
Luce.
catch it, and he jukes the first guy. He jukes the second, and he's still going, and he got all the way to the 43.
Camden Hardy, a really important player for this Reedy offense, Reedy defense. Sorry, first-year varsity, and clearly very important to what they do.
And here the offense in really favorable position here. They are on the 44, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 here. And we are lining up in a shotgun formation here. And motion to the side. Kitna. And he'll give it to Smith. And Smith is going to have a nice gain there. Once again, 4 yards. He's averaging around 4 yards a game right now. Pretty good for a sophomore running back.
Maybe that's why they gave him the number 4.
That's very true right there. And you're speaking of this offense, lost a lot of pieces, but they've been doing pretty well for themselves. Kitna will try a hard snap here, and they'll look for the adjustment. And refs call flags.
And while we figure out what's happening on the field, like you said, there were a lot of missing pieces to this Reedy offense. This is nowhere near the same team we saw last year. We have changes in the quarterback, the running back, we lost a tight end. So there are lots of pieces that have been missing and really good at that. All of them D1 commits. So very big loss for the Reedy.
There was encroachment on the defense, and that gives them way better positioning here. It'll still be 2nd down, but what a hard snap by Kitna there. And it'll be 2nd down and 2. And they're still lining up in the shotgun formation. And it's gonna be a fake here, and they're gonna go for the deep ball, and it was incomplete there. It looks like there was a little bit of touching there. It was intended for Josh Hernandez, who is Kitna's favorite receiver, but we'll see what they do here. And they're going to pull out Kitna and bring out their Wildcat specialist, Will Harbor.
And Will Harbor, the Navy commit, he is a big part, arguably the biggest part of this offense for the Reedy Lions.
He's tremendous talent, once-in-generation, plays on all sides of the ball, and he's been excellent so far. And usually in these situations, he will get the 1st down, but we'll see what happens here. Calls the hard snap. It's overthrown, and he's going to pick it up. He's going to try and make something out of it, and he can't really do much. A bad snap there, and it looks like Reedy's going to be forced to punt the ball again.
You know, and it's unfortunate because it's a really good play when it works, but when a bad snap like that happens, it can really set you back, and especially in a third down position like that, it ruins the drive.
Loss of 5 there, and that's going to be and we're going to have the punting unit come out once again. Are lining up in punt block formation here, and nice snap. Almost looks like it could have been blocked there, and it's going to take a nice bounce yet again, and it's going to go out to, looks like, the 14-yard line here, and that, well, and the refs will actually spot it at the 13. So once again, a really nice punt here for this Reedy special teams.
A great punt by Ryan Jones. He's an important part of the Reedy offense, and unlike most of these players, he actually has been playing on, this isn't his first year on varsity. He played his sophomore year on varsity, and he's only a junior, and clearly this is why he's a part of the team.
1st and 10, and it'll be on the 13-yard line here. And they're going to actually run a handoff here, and he's going to be automatically stuffed. Only a gain of 1. And when you're speaking of this Reedy defense, they have terrific protection against the run, led mainly by Will Harbor, who almost seems like in some games is everywhere. And it's another play, and Rucker's going to try and scramble with it. And he got a nice gain of 5 yards there, and that was pretty good. Rucker can also scramble, too. He's been known for his scrambling ability, especially in those tight situations.
An interesting thing about the Lovejoy Leopards, if you look to Rutgers' right, is number 12. That is Noah Nadeau. He's actually listed as a quarterback for the Lovejoy Leopards. He's a sophomore, and so being able to play both positions has really benefited Lovejoy so far this season.
And it's a handoff here to that spoken player, and he's going to gain a 1st down and more. It looks like a gain of around 7 yards. And for the first time, we have a 1st down conversion in this game.
Been a little bit, we're down to 6:16 left to go here in the first quarter, so for that lack of a 1st down, that is a little bit of a concern. But like we said, it's a weird start time, 5:30. Most of these guys just got out of school, so we'll see what they can do.
And it's another handoff here, and they're going to run the same sort of play yet again, and it's going to be another great gain. And looks like they're going to give him the 1st down. So this running attack here with Noah Nadeau is actually sort of working here for this team.
And Reedy's going to need to figure out a way to defend this play, because if not, they're going to keep stuffing him with Nadeau out on the perimeter.
And they're going to hand it off again up the middle. It's not going to go anywhere. And it was Harbor again on the tackle, and that's just a gain of 2 for the – it's a gain of 2.
And just further proof of why Will Harbor is the most important player, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side as well.
And – 2nd down and 8. And they're going to finally take a passing play again. It's a nice little corner route, and that's going to be a gain of 10, 1st down. And this Lovejoy offense is starting to roll here.
Yes, pass was to Reed Westervelt, the junior wide receiver.
It's 1st down. They're going to run it again to Nadeau, and Naidoo's going to gain 6. The problem with that Reedy's been facing so far this year is that they just can't gain an efficient play here. Their defense usually gets pretty tired because their offense just can't get the gears going.
And that will be a big factor in tonight's game if Reedy can't get the offense going, especially because they won't be getting any cooling down as the day turns into night.
And it's 2nd down and 4, and he's going to run the read option. And Rutgers going to get the 1st down. He'll get 5 there, and it completely fooled this Reedy defense. It's a very rare occasion right there. Be 1st down and 10 once again. Ball is on the 31. We are now in field goal range. And they'll run an audible here. And Lovejoy and Rucker takes the snap, and it was blocked. A nice defensive play there. Speaking of, the defensive line has done a very nice job for Reedy here, especially one of their key pieces, Peyton Beck, the undersized defensive lineman. He's only 5'11", but he has 6 sacks on the year. And they'll run another quick snap here. It's going to Naidu once again, and Naidu looks like 3. And this is a very fast-paced offense. You see this a lot. These high school offenses sort of developing and stealing these sort of high-paced college offenses.
And clearly it works really well for some teams, and with other teams it just will not work at all. So we'll have to see how it turns out for Lovejoy tonight.
It's 3rd down here. A very crucial play here for the Lions, and it'll be a pass. It was an attempted wide receiver screen, but it fell apart, and Rucker escaped. Rutger's going to still go, and he's going to get the first. That was a very good improvisational play. The play by Rutger, the play fell apart, and he got the first down.
Right, there was no saving that play, and I thought they were actually going to lose yards, but the fact that they were able to recover and get the first down is incredible and speaks highly to the caliber of Rutger.
And that was very crucial there. The wide receiver screen fell apart, and it'll be 1st down and 10 here. And it'll be another read option play. And Rutger breaks another tackle, and he'll get, looks like 9 there. It depends on where the refs spot him, and it looks like they will give him a 9. And this should be a pretty easy improvisational run play here to Naidu. And Rutger's getting the job done on his legs so far. 2nd down and 1. Easy handoff to Naidu. And Naidu gets 1, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. And it is 1st and goal here for the Lovejoy Leopards.
And last year, you may remember that the Reedy Lions kept the Lovejoy Leopards scoreless in the entire game. So the fact that Lovejoy is scoring in this game speaks to how they've improved and how Reedy has weakened over the past year.
Naidu gets a gain of 5 there, and it's going to be 2nd and 3 yards to go to the goal line here. And this has just been a very interesting game here so far. Lovejoy's definitely developed into a better opponent here. As last year, we remember Reedy did win 52-0. It's different, of course, and looks like now it is a different game. And it'd be 2nd down and 3. And Naidu's going to line up here on his left, and it'll be another read option play. Rutger is still up, but he's not going to get there. It'll be a gain of 1, and it'll be 3rd down and 2. A very interesting play here. They're going to pull out Naidu, so it'll be interesting what they decide to do here on this play. Very interesting. They're going to run a 2 running back set. And it's a run, but he didn't get it. It's a 4th down play there. They try to run sort of a fullback option here to number 20, Austin King. It did not work, but it looks like they're just going to go for it on 4th down. And here we go. This is a very crucial play of the tide of this game. 4th down and 1, 4th and goal on the 1, and they're just going to run it with Rutger, and he scores. Touchdown, Lovejoy.
And he made it look easy, just penetrating that defense and being able to get in there and score for Lovejoy. Coming out is the kicking team. Lovejoy will have their kicker number 6, Tyler Loop, in order for the PAT.
And it is a 6-0 game right now. PAT. There was movement, and their flags fly. PAT is good. Let's see what the refs have to say about this.
Looked like a false start on the defense. Can't imagine that the Lovejoy Leopards would accept the penalty.
It's encroachment. Penalties declined, and we are up 7-0 here. And Lovejoy will take an early lead, And we'll be right back when we get to the kickoff. And we're back here, and a very efficient drive here. It's been back and forth, and the first quarter is almost over, and Reedy's offense just does not have a speck of light here.
And this first quarter has just been flying by until late in this first quarter. There's really been not much action happening. Remember, we go back 6 minutes, and no one had even gotten a first down. So a slow start to a game. Hopefully we get a better start going into the second quarter.
He'll take the touchback here, and a very crucial drive here for the Reedy offense. Kitna will come back out, and he will lead this team to he'll try and lead this team to the touchdown, but this has been a problem for Reedy throughout the entire year. They just can't, they have had trouble getting efficiency on offense.
And, I think part of that is they didn't even know where they were at the beginning of the season. We still had a quarterback controversy going into the season. We didn't know if sophomore A.J. Padgett, number 12, or Jalen Kitna, the Boston College commit, was going to be the quarterback. And that shows to the personality of Coach Cole that no matter who you are, nothing is guaranteed.
And just a gain of 2, and it brought down there. Right next to us, Reedy coaches are expressing their frustration, and this just is not a very efficient start here for the Reedy Lions.
And they should be expressing their frustration, rightfully so. Reedy has done nothing much. Smith is just now getting to the 30-yard line, but again, that is also only going to be 4 yards. So they've mainly been going to the running game here. They have not been trying for the pass. They have not been using the pass game very much here. And you can sort of see in some circumstances, you can see on the we just saw on the sidelines 2 of our key defensive players, Sam Barber and Darius Blackman, sort of taking it, sort of putting on their helmets. But it will be the end of the first quarter. Score is Lovejoy 7, Reedy nothing. I'm Jacob Berendini with Christian Ducher, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back here, and a very interesting development. Kitna is off, and they have Will Harbor in the Wildcat. Hopefully this time it'll work. And this time the snap will fall, and he's going to pass. And it's going to go to Jacob Smith. Smith's still going. Smith is still going. He got the stiff arm, and there's flags, but it got all the way up to the 20. It only got up to the 17-yard line, but it'll be interesting to see what the flag is here. It might be on Reedy. And Will Harbor showing exactly why he is the player that he is. He saw that play, and Jacob Smith being able to take advantage of it and run to just shy of the 15 really shows the character of the Reedy Lions.
And it was a face mask. and on the defense there, and that'll be even more yards off the spot of the foul there for Reedy. And they're gonna get a first. They're gonna get a first and goal off a play that looked like it would be nothing, but that was totally a great play design by Chad Cole. And Will Harbor staying in. Very interesting decision here by Chad Cole, keeping him in instead of Kitna. And we'll have first and goal here. Harbor will run the football. Someone tried to tackle him, but he was no match, and he got a nice gain of 5 yards, and you can just see the strength of Will Harbor. Someone gets their legs around him, and he just keeps going.
Oh, there's no question about it, and I think it was great by Coach Cole to keep Will Harbor in and get that extra yardage. Really, Will Harbor showing how versatile of an athlete he is in these plays.
And Kitna's back in the game here. It'll be second and goal. We're about 3 yards away. You're going to run the wide receiver option, but it's going to go to Smith. Smith, touchdown. And Reedy will score 6 here. And this is now a more competitive game. What an offensive drive here. Just completely dominating, and Harbor will go out for the kick attempt.
An incredible read by Smith. The fake fooled all of the Lovejoy defense, and Smith was able to take advantage of it, making it look easy, just waltzing in to the end zone.
And PAT is good. And Harbor will equalize this game. The score is 7-7. And we do have a tie ball game here. Speaking of other pieces on the Reedy offense here, we do have one more for you. And his name is Mr. Nathan Anderson, the guard. He is the #1 guard in the nation, OU commit, and he's had a big impact. You can see in those plays whenever Will Harbor runs the football, he's always running to the side that Anderson is on.
And really just an outstanding player on and off the field. Really an example for the football team to look up to.
And here we go. Here a kickoff. We've had very little of these today, but Reedy has equalized it, and it's going to be a little bit of a short kick here, and looks like they're going to receive it, and he almost got tripped up, but it will be less than a touchback. They'll get to the 23, and that was Naidu on the return.
And like we've been saying, Naidu really showing his versatility, listed as a quarterback, but being able to play that running back position and receive for the Leopards is something crucial for him to get playing time when Rucker is on the field.
And this offense will field it again, and it is going to be first down and 10 on the 21-yard line. And it is going to be Rucker, and it looks like the play sort of fell apart there. It's only a gain of 2.
And an interesting game here tonight, as again we are starting at 5:30 tonight, so most people can even get to the stadium. We've been seeing the student section slowly grow across the night, and the band for Reedy is just now coming in. The band has not showed up for Lovejoy, however.
Inclement weather has caused us to move up in game schedule, but the game will go on nonetheless. And Naidu tried to do a run, and he was stuffed once again. It was only a gain of 2, and that will make it 3rd and 6. And most likely here, if you're Lovejoy, you're going to pass it. And Reedy's done tremendous with the pass. Only 1 completed pass so far in this game.
And I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood, but I think the Reedy defense is finally starting to wake up and realize that they're in the game
and we obviously aren't going to just destroy them like we did last year. So everyone needs to be awake and ready to play.
It always feels good to be energized, especially after a touchdown. And it's 3rd and 6. Rucker is by himself, no doubt a pass play. And he'll throw, but it was deflected. And that was a great play by the Reedy defense. And Lovejoy will be forced to punt the football.
And a great block by defensive back Chris Timmons, number 25, the senior. And it's going to force a punting play from the Lovejoy Leopards. And now Reedy will get the ball. And this is shaping up to be a pivotal second quarter for the Reedy Lions if they're able to score here.
And it's going to be a banger of a punt. And it's going to go out to, let's see where the refs spot it here. They're going to spot at the 37, 36-yard line. And Reedy will get nice position here. And this offense will go out again. And speaking of Reedy, even though they had a nice play there that was ran off the Wildcat yet again, they still haven't been the most efficient, but it'll be interesting to see what happens nonetheless.
I think personally they need to run more of Will Harbor. That seems to be the most efficient thing going for the Reedy Lions tonight right now.
1st down and 10 on the 37. And it's going to be a reversal play. What play design here? It'll be a gain of 3, but it looked like it would have been disaster. Jalen Fusca was on the play, the junior, and getting a little bit creative with our play calling here.
And that's why Coach Cole is one of the best coaches in the district. He sees something isn't working, and instead of keep running it down their throats, he finds other ways, finds other plays to get around the defense that he is going up against.
And Kitna will run a quarterback run. They'll do a quarterback run here. He was protected by Anderson, and he'll get, looks like, a gain of 4. And and of course you could see the power of Nate Anderson there, completely destroying men on the defensive side of the ball. And Kitna will stay. Looks like we'll stay in here for the 3rd down and 2. We have not seen much of Kitna's passing ability. He has thrown some deep balls, only 1 pick. He's pretty good when it comes to ball security. 3rd and 2. And we have a timeout here. And it'll be a timeout called by Reedy. And we'll be right back after this.
Power line's down. Let's go.
If you see a power line laying on the ground,
Or it's hanging or drooping or swinging around.
you gotta keep away from all those power lines. You gotta keep away. Don't touch, not even a finger. You gotta keep away.
Call 911 when the lines are down.
Keep away from all those power lines.
And we're back here on the Frisco Sports Network. Will Harbor is in the game once again. And he's having a tremendous game. He even has passing yards on this game. He has around 40, 50 passing yards. The man can do it all. And he's going to run it again. He's going to juke. He fumbled the football.
Ooh.
And it's going to go back to Lovejoy. That's very rare. You don't really see fumbles from Will Harbor, but he just did it right there.
And you can see the Lovejoy coaches are very excited about that play because the defense clearly rattled Harbor. You saw him kind of not knowing what to do, and that led to the ball just kind of slipping out of his arm, losing grip. And now the Lovejoy Leopards will get possession on Reedy's 43-yard line. So a great positioning for the Leopards.
So far, Reedy has been punching themselves in the foot here. And they've been doing a pretty, with ball security in many instances. Fumbling has been an issue for them throughout this year. And it'll be 1st down in favorable position. And they're going to give it back to, and he's going to try and throw this football. He got it. And improvisation by Rutger was very crucial there, and it was to lighten Archer, one of his favorite receivers, and that'll be a nice gain there. And Lovejoy once again is capitalizing off of those key plays.
Yes, and the mistakes of Reedy nonetheless. That this could be a crucial mistake for the Lions if the defense isn't able to lock up here.
And it'll be a handoff here, and he's going nowhere. It was completely red, and it was by Jack Jameson, the junior, for Reedy, defensive lineman. And it seems like they've done a pretty good job stuffing the running lanes. It's a loss of 1 here for Lovejoy. We got 2nd down and 11 here. And he'll look for an audible, and it's a passing play, deep ball, penalties everywhere, and that's gonna be pass interference here on Reedy, and it was number 9, Camden Hardy on protection. Obvious pass interference here. Big mistake for the Lions.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you cannot do that. That was very clearly pass interference. There was no question about it, and the fact that it was so blatant just kind of shows how I don't know what's the word.
Pass interference on Reedy, and that will give Lovejoy enough. Will give them really good 15 yards here for a 1st down, and you can't do that. It didn't even look like he was completely beat, so he took the pass interference. But it will be 1st down and 10 on the 15. He tried to keep it, Rutger, but he was stubbed by so many Lions. He loses 2. And they seem to be having a tendency to run a lot of read options here, but it's sort of that Reedy is sort of read this, but now it comes the issue is now the passing game for these Lions. You got a 2nd down and 12. Looking for the audible. There will be an audible here, and it will be, and he'll snap it. It's another pass play. Wow, he could have caught that, but it was great protection there. He was covered by 2 Lions, but it was actually Camden Hardy on protection. He did a really good job. It almost seemed like that Ryan Jones could have made the interception, but it was great defense there by Reedy.
I agree. I'll admit, I was fearful of another pass interference. Looked like it got a little handsy. However, great ability to block but not go too far by Cam Hardy.
And they'll bring some players out for the 3rd down here. It looks like that we will see a pass play. It is 3rd down and 12, and it'll be interesting to see. And it looks like Lovejoy will call the timeout here, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Follow your favorite school from anywhere in the world by downloading the official athletics app of Frisco ISD. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Frisco ISD Athletics app keeps you up to date with all things in the athletic department.
Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, along with the ability to watch live broadcasts are just a touch away.
Proudly represent your school with our newly available custom app icons. The official sports network of Frisco ISD Athletics, powered by Mascot Media. Download it today for free in the App Store or Google Play.
And we're back here on Frisco Sports Network, and finally we're getting sort of that high school football feel as Reedy has started to play with their band. Lovejoy's band just showed up, so we're starting to get that feel here. It is 3rd and 12 though, and it's an empty in the empty backfield here, so it will definitely be a pass play. Taking his sweet time here, and he'll take the snap, and he'll sneak outside. Touchdown! And that is a touchdown for Lovejoy, and it was terrific pass there. And this defense is getting tired, you can tell.
And really unfortunate, we saw that chain of events with Will Harbor getting the fumble and it leading to the Lovejoy offense getting great positioning and the defense, who had just been on the field, really getting tired play after play.
It is still a close game here, though. It is still only a one-possession game. The field goal is good. It will be 14-7. And speaking of these games here, you have a very interesting scenario here with Reedy. It seems like almost that they have a certain way that they always do well in the second half over the first half, especially when you talk about their almost comeback win against the Frisco Raccoons.
And it may have to do something along the lines of getting that adrenaline going. And, you get out here, especially on a night like tonight, it's 5:30. You're not really in game mode. And especially with a great coach like Chad Cole, you can go into the locker room and he can give an amazing halftime speech that pumps you up, fires you up, gets you ready to go, and gets you ready to get in that game, get big hits, and get touchdowns.
And here we go again. Lovejoy running an interesting formation here on the kickoff. And
similar to what we've seen from Lebanon Trail and Coach Sad Jackson.
It is a very college-style formation here. We'll have two in the backfield. It will be Hardy and it looks like it's going to be a nice deep kick, and it'll just go back for the touchback. And Reedy's offense will try and respond yet again. And speaking of the parallels between these two teams, you have a very interesting scenario in which Lovejoy has sort of found its groove in the passing game, but Reedy has only thrown one pass, and it was by Will Harbor.
And, it's interesting. Jalen Kitna obviously being a D1 style athlete, so for him not to really pass, it makes you wonder if that's not necessarily his style or if something's going on tonight. What's the deal with him not passing?
And it's a high snap. He throws it. He just threw it out of bounds there after the high snap. He really couldn't do anything out of that.
Well, I believe the pass was actually intended for Carson Mashoff, but it was really fast. I don't think there was Carson wasn't even able to be paying attention, and it just led to an interesting chain of events. That was actually Josh Barber, pardon me, but high snap caused him to panic, and we saw it really go nowhere.
And it will be a run to Smith, and Smith nowhere. Oh, he's still up! But the ref spotted it down, and it's a very interesting call made by the referees. It will be 3rd down and 9, but it seemed like he was still up there.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a replay on that, but it looked as though no part of his body had touched the ground, so the fact that the refs called it down is intriguing to me.
Unfortunate there, but it will be a pass play, and Kitna will, and the offensive protection just completely fell apart. Kitna lost his helmet, and it's gonna be a sack here. Just nowhere to go, and they'll have to punt again. The offense just falling completely flat here.
And Kitna really not being able to do much tonight. We've been seeing most of our offense coming from, may I remind you, a senior linebacker. So it is very odd tonight. Not exactly sure what's happening with Kitna, but we may be seeing a quarterback change very soon here, or an adjustment to the offense, if not.
And Reedy's primarily been focusing on the running game here so far, but it seems like that they might have to change that mindset as they punted for the 4th time of today. And it's going to be another incredible bounce, but they will field it back in. And there's flags everywhere. It was a late hit, and that'll be unnecessary roughness. And Reedy's just making mistake after mistake after mistake.
And it's unfortunate that unnecessary roughness call going on number 21, Darius Blackman. Atypical from what we've normally seen from Darius, but nonetheless, it was still a late hit, and that's going to hurt Reedy very much. These penalties just add up, and they need to get him under control, especially with the way our offense is running tonight.
And they've just not been doing well so far here. And Reedy will get really favorable field position. They start their 46 because of that penalty. And it'll be 1st down and 10 there. And they have to stop this offense if they have any chance of doing anything tonight. 1st down and 10. It's a designed quarterback run. He couldn't tackle him. He was almost brought down. That'll give him a gain of 2 yards. And in those situations, when you're in the backfield by yourself, you have to tackle the guy.
There is no question about it, and you saw Hudson Halbert of the Reedy Lions kind of on the floor, tackled and almost was able to tackle Lovejoy's Rucker, but not necessarily able to reach that far. So they need to be able to get control of these guys.
2nd down here, and it'll be a handoff, and he was stuffed. It was going to be a gain of 1 here, and it was Naidu on the carry once again. It's been a very slow night here when it comes to offenses, but Lovejoy is sort of been taking the cake here with their quarterback Rugger just doing a very nice job.
And the Lovejoy Leopards are up against Reedy now for the first time in 2 years. Obviously,
and it was a reverse, and it's a flea flicker, and wide open was Naidu, and Naidu got to looks like to the 11 or 10, and Reedy's defense just looks utterly confused. They just look out of it, Christian.
Well, no, of course they do. They have been playing nonstop. The Reedy offense hasn't gotten anything going, so you have possession time where Reedy gets 1 or 2 plays and then makes a mistake that hands it over to Lovejoy.
And it was a handoff there, but it was going nowhere. It was number 27, Will Hanna, on the play, the senior, and he's going to be brought out, and Naidu will come back on. And this Lovejoy offense has been super efficient tonight. Reedy just is making constant mistake after mistake after mistake.
And I do not envy any of those players going into the locker room after this half.
We can only imagine what Chad Cole will do to those players because of this. And it will be 2nd down and 9. Rugger makes an adjustment here. And he hand it off. No, he's going to take it himself. Read option. It'll be a gain of looks like 4.
And the ability to fake clearly has us baffled and the players as well. They run this fake very well and very efficiently, and it's one of their primary plays we've seen tonight. Both Reedy and Lovejoy are supporting breast cancer tonight with their pink out nights, everyone coming dressed in pink to support breast cancer and their team.
It's a very nice movement. And we show that with football. Defensive coordinator Brad Legrone is going insane on the sideline. He must see something that we don't. It's a run to Naidu. Oh, he got slammed right there. And you know it was number 5, Jack Pruitt, the senior. He's a crucial part of this defense. It's 4th down, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a field goal here for Lovejoy.
First field goal of the night. They'll bring out their kicker, Tyler Loop, the same player that's been kicking all their field goals, or their extra point attempts tonight.
And the field goal high snap. and it's a fake.
Oh, but that is
The fake it's a pass. It's go. He dropped it. And there's flags everywhere. There's a flag on the side, though.
I believe the flag was him passing it past the line of scrimmage. It clearly did not work out well for the Lovejoy Leopards. I thought they were actually going to get sacked way out in the backfield. Clearly able to recover, but not able to score the touchdown they needed.
It looks like that it was almost looked like a failed snap there. It was a little high, so it seems like that they might have just had to improvise there. It would have been brilliant if he caught it, but of course the forward pass would have automatically brought it back. So Reedy will get it back. Notably, it's on pretty bad field position, but they will prevent Lovejoy from scoring nonetheless.
Now, despite them not scoring on that play, that was great recovery by the Lovejoy offense. Made it look like they almost meant to do that play. So the fact that they were able to get in that set so quickly, much kudos to the defense or offense.
And it was way overthrown there. It was intended for Zion Washington, who's one of Kitna's other favorite targets, and they've just not been doing well efficiently on offense. And Reedy might, with the way that the time is going, you wonder if they want to just take this to the second half and regroup.
And honestly, with the field positioning that they are in, that may be the best option. They are stuck at that 8-yard line. It's really hard to get out from that position, and I would be very fearful of a Lovejoy defense forcing you into a safety. Kitten in the backfield passes it to number 15.
And it's all a beautiful play, and that was to Washington, a gain of 20 yards, and that's why he's a D1 recruit.
An incredible pass by Kitna. First one I think we've seen tonight that has turned out successful for the Lions, and they're going to hurry up because they only have a minute and a half before halftime.
And it's going to be another pass here, and it's designed screen to Washington, and Washington still on his feet. He jumped over a man, and he got all the way up to looks like to the 29, 28-yard line, and Reedy's just moving forward here. This hurry-up style offense just really working for them, and looks like they got some rhythm going on here.
And an important player in this hurry-up offense is Zion Washington, obviously making the past 2 plays, and he really has been vital to their success on this drive. Lions have 2 touchdowns, so I can't imagine they won't use it as they get closer.
And Kitna, another throw. Washington again. Washington will get another. Looks like 17 yards there. It's going to be another first down. And look at now, Kitna's starting to wake up. We're seeing those efficient plays, and it's all thanks to one of his best receivers, Zion Washington.
And the Leopards need to wake up, especially on Zion Washington. Lock him up, get him down. Do not let him get that ball, and clearly it's going to hurt them in the long run if they don't.
First and goal here on the 10. They have some time now. It's going to be another throw. It's a check down to Smith, and Smith will get 5. Looks like, but the refs might give him a little bit of a bad spot. They'll give him 4. They'll give him 4 there. So this efficient attack going on here. They're getting Kitna involved, and you can really see the way he throws the football. Very, very reminiscent of his dad in a way.
Yes, and really important for the Lions. They've gotten down this field in less than a minute, more yardage in this 1 minute than they have had the entire game. Or for the entire first half. It's very important that they score here and take advantage of what they've been able to do.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the touchdown. It's a rollout here, and it was thrown, but it was incomplete. It was pretty good protection by Lovejoy. The pass was intended for number 16, Jalen Fusca there, but it will be a waste of down. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Very crucial play. It's either touchdown or field goal here.
And as predictable, or very predictably, the Lions will take a timeout. And
we'll be back here right after this. And we're back here. A very crucial third down here. Attempt to either tie the game or get a field goal here. So either way, it looks like Reedy will go with another empty set here, but Jacob Smith will be joining him on the right side. It will be a shotgun formation. No doubt it's pass here. Kitna starts off here. Takes the snap. It's a pass. Fires it. Caught. No, it's incomplete. It was intended for number 23, Josh Barber. It's the second time he's made a big mistake, but Harbor will be forced to make the field goal here. So a drive certainly goes to a little bit of a waste there by the Lions.
Yes, and that pass to Barber, he kind of just couldn't catch it or get a good grip on it. And so now the star of the Reedy Lions, Will Harbor, will come out to kick for the Lions.
And PAT here, and it is good. And Harbor will score here. It will be 14-10 here. Reed.
And this is actually very good for the Lions. Going into halftime down 10-14 isn't as bad as going down into halftime down 7-14. So at least they were able to make something out of that drive, and it gives them a little bit of a higher morale going into halftime, but still down nonetheless.
And they will, and we have 47 seconds left in this half. And a reminder to all of you out there that Lovejoy will receive the second half kickoff. It is 14-10. Lovejoy does lead, and it's been a very slow game so far, but you can see throughout the course of the game, both teams sort of waking up to this early start here. It is 6:30. We are an hour in here. And, of course, it's unusual starting early due to the rain delay.
Interesting note for y'all, just checked to see scores around the district. Not much is happening, but many teams starting tonight at 6.
And it looks like the guy, Lovejoy, was looking to see if that was going to go out of bounds, but it didn't. And Reedy will take him down, and they'll be at the 9. And Lovejoy is deep in their own territory, and a great play by the special team. Speaking of great play so far, Reedy, arguably you could say their best unit so far has been their special teams.
Oh, there's no question about it. They've come out and shown out and been able to do what they've needed to do, and they've been really well tonight. Reedy, the best they can hope for right now is a safety. I think that would really get them going into halftime.
It's a handoff here, and it seems like in a way that Lovejoy's just going to run this ball out. They do get it back in the second half, so there isn't really any sort of urgency here, and it looks like that is the intention of Lovejoy. So when we finish this second quarter, the score will be 14-10, Lovejoy leading, and very interesting matchup here. A very slow game so far. Definitely a change of what happened last year. And Lovejoy will receive the second half kickoff. I'm Jacob Berardini. I'm joined alongside Christian Dutcher, and we'll be back after the half.
Good evening and welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. We are here live from the historic Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium in the heart of Frisco's Rail District, getting ready for a Thursday Night Lights matchup, second half, between the Reedy Lions and the Lovejoy Leopards. The Lovejoy Leopards had a strong first half and they are now up 14-10 against the Reedy Lions, who have been struggling in the first half, but we welcome you in as number 7 Ryan Jones gets a strong tackle against the quarterback of Lovejoy, Rucker, who is a junior for the Leopards.
He's had a very strong game so far, and overall you see this team, and Lovejoy is sort of leaning more towards a passing style, while Reedy has been doing well against the running game so far.
This is true. Lovejoy has all wide receivers out. There's a flag on the play. Reedy looks happy. False start on the offense. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty for the Leopards. A crucial mistake here on this first drive.
And Reedy has been known as a second half team. They did pull away with it against Denison in the second half. And they almost pulled, and Plano West, and almost pulled away with it against Frisco, but they did not manage to get the win. So very much a second-half team here in the Reedy Lions.
A pass from Rucker gets to number 7. That is Archer, the senior wide receiver for the Leopards. That's his second reception on the night, and that's going to be enough to move the chains.
And he's his favorite receiver. While Rucker has around 15 touchdowns, Archer has around 10 passing touchdowns. He's obviously his favorite target. They have really good chemistry, and Reedy has to slow that down if they want any chance of staying in this game.
Rucker alone in the backfield, 3 receivers to his right. He looks to pass. That's his only option, but he decides to run. He's at the 45, gets to the 50, gets past the chains, and he'll run out just shy of the 40.
And he has a really good tendency of using his legs on these plays. He also has a really good rushing stats. He's actually the lead rusher on his team, so he does a very good job on both sides of the ball, the dual threat quarterback here.
And that is very impressive considering he is the quarterback, that the running back is not the lead rusher. Rucker in the backfield, backs to his left and right. He hands it off to number 2. That is Mason Melendez, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, a gain of no yards on the 41.
And Reedy is a really good team when it comes to the run. They have really good defensive linemen and terrific linebackers, so running the ball is a very big risk against this defense.
Rucker in the backfield hands it off again to Melendez. However, they get a little bit farther this time with the play. That's going to be a gain of 1 for 3rd and 9.
And Reedy is passing up those run lanes, but here's the thing. The passing game is going to be crucial here. Most likely we will see a pass, so they have to stop them here in order to stay in this game, and they can't let Lovejoy go up 21-10 here.
Rucker in the backfield, Melendez to his left, number 20, King to his right. He passes it to number 8 of the Leopards. That is Ryan Scott, a defensive back senior. Pardon me, that is number 9, Reed Westervelt, the junior wide receiver for the Leopards.
This passing attack is very solid. The receivers, you can tell, are very tall, and that really is a very tremendous thing, especially when you're beating these shorter defensive backs.
Passes it off to Nadu. He gets to the 30, call it the 26-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 4 for 1st and 6.
And this team is just terrific when it comes to the overall pace of their offense. They're very fast, and they catch the Reedy defense off guard.
And that's going to be crucial as they've gotten down this field very fast. And if the defense can't lock up, that's going to be a struggle for the Lions. Rucker in the backfield, he looks to pass to the sideline. No one's open, though, so he throws it away. Closest receiver on that play was number 9, Reed Westervelt.
And Reedy read that like a book. He had nowhere to go. And a very terrific player, as you can see. Lovejoy has the protection was pretty solid. He should have been sacked on that play, but he wasn't. It would have been great if you were Reedy to sack him, but it will be a misplay, and most likely you will get another passing play here. Reedy is sort of starting to adjust here.
Rucker in the backfield, Nadu to his left in the shotgun formation. Looking to make a play here. Rucker's looking to pass. Nadu blocks for him. However, the block isn't successful. Lots of pressure on the pass, and it's intercepted by Reedy's number 5. That is Jack Pruitt. He's running. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. No one on him. He's at the 10, and touchdown. Reedy Lions. An incredible play to start out the half by the Reedy defense, and that's going to put them up for the first time in this game, 16-14 against the Lovejoy Leopards.
That was a pick 6. And that's how Jack Pruitt shows why he's one of the crucial pieces on this team when it comes to defense. He got the pick 6 and returned it all the way. He returned it all the way. Terrific play. And you have to give it credit to the lineman as well. The blitz on the side was terrific play calling by defensive coordinator Brad LeGrone, which allowed for this team to get up 6 points here. And if you're a defense, you're excited.
Incredible play for the Lions. However, a PAT is blocked from Will Harbor, and lots of confusion on the field. They're looking to tackle, and they're able to tackle Lovejoy in the end zone. Unfortunately, they will not get the extra point, and so Lovejoy will get the ball, I believe, at the 25.
And it's nice protection there, and we do have and that was a very interesting scenario there, because now we have a 16-14 game, so they do not maintain that field goal lead.
We are back here on the Frisco Sports Network. Reedy's going to look to kick it out to Lovejoy. I'm not sure exactly what was happening on the last play. However, it was blocked by the Lovejoy defense, and it caused Will Harbor to not get the extra point for the Lions, which will set up an interesting drive now with the Lions 16-14. 8:21 left to go here in the third quarter. Let's get you set for the second drive. And it'll be kicked to the 5-yard line. It'll be recovered by number 23 of the Lovejoy Leopards. That is Dylan Magee, and he's going to run. He's at the 25, down at the 27, 28 actually, and that's going to set up for 1st and 10 for the Leopards past the 25-yard line.
And it's a very interesting scenario here if you're on the offense, because you have such a brilliant quarterback, but unfortunately you got picked off there. It takes a lot of momentum out of your offense for something like that to happen. So it should be interesting to see what happens as a result.
And we've really seen this pendulum swing as we've started the second half, as really Lovejoy had all the momentum, and there should have been no reason they didn't come out with it. But as you said earlier, Reedy is a second-half team, and it looks like Lovejoy is going to get another flag. Flags are on the field, and Reedy looks happy, so I believe it's on Lovejoy, and the ref's going to move him back, a 5-yard penalty for the Leopards.
And you can tell that they're sort of out of it here. Reedy is just totally swinged momentum into their favor. They are one of the better second-half teams in this division, and they just do a very good job at responding. And you got to give a lot of credit to Chad Cole for turning the tide there.
There's a reason why the students at Reedy love him so much. It's Rucker in the backfield. He looks to pass deep. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 13, Luke Mayfield, the junior wide receiver. That was his first pass completion attempt. However, it was incomplete. That will set up 2nd and 15 for the Leopards.
And you could see he was looking for a flag there, but remember, in pass interference, how it works is that there has to be clear body restructuring of the pass, and it has to be believed that if there was none, that he would have made that pass. And the referees, it is subjective, and the referees believed he couldn't have made that pass.
Rucker in the backfield faked the handoff to Nadu, and he decides to run with it. He gets to call it the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 for 3rd and 9. .7:33 left to go here in the second quarter, live from Memorial Stadium, as quarterback Rucker is in the backfield with Nadu to his right, 3 receivers to his left. He's looking to pass this time. Nadu dives, and he attempts to pass it out. The pass intended for number 11, Chief Collins. However, the pass is incomplete, which is going to cause the special teams unit to come out to punt it for the Lions.
And it's a nice response here by Reedy. They've completely taken away Lovejoy's advantage coming in with the second half kickoff. The offense hasn't been out yet, and they've already scored 6 points. You could tell the Reedy defense is just hyped up here, and we'll see if that translates over to the offense.
Kicker for the Lovejoy Leopards is number 6, Tyler Loop. He is a senior, and sources tell me he is a soccer player for the Leopards. Loop kicks it out to the 27, 28-yard line, and it is received by number 16 of the Reedy Lions. That is Jalen Fusca, and he is running. Lots of spinning, lots of juking, and he gets called down at the 37-yard line. A great play, great reception by Fusca, and for the Reedy Lions, they're going to have position at the 30-yard line. 7, pardon me. In the backfield is Smith. He's running. He gets the 40-yard line at the 45. Lots of pressure on him, but he's going to push his way to the 50. That's going to be enough to move the chains for the Lions. And a great play with Reedy's quarterback, Kitna, with his first drive of the second down. He was way up high, allowing for that play to occur. Kitna in the backfield hoping for a long snap, and he hands it off to number 30 for the Lions. That is Sam Noskin, and he's running. He's going to get just short of the first down marker. He's going to get 7 yards for a 2nd and 3.
And here you can see Reedy starting to sort of run away with it. Like, they're finally getting some positive yards here, and that was really one of their first crucial first downs. They're sort of developing they're really developing a tempo here, and this is why you see Reedy as a second half team here.
And an incredible team they are. Kidna up high. He hands it off again to Noskin, and he's running. He's not going to get much yards, though. He's only going to get 1 yard to set up 3rd and 2 for the Lions with 5:41 to go left here in the 3rd quarter, live from Memorial Stadium.
And it's very interesting here, and you can see that now Will Harbor is coming out. But here's another interesting fact here with Will Harbor coming out. Kidna is still in here, and it's going to be very interesting how this play develops. But Chad Cole, he has a plan. He always does. But wait a minute. He's calling a timeout.
And we'll take a timeout, too. 5:10 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, live from Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back on the Frisco Sports Network.
She's got this.
It's a parent whose heart heads out on the highway with a teen driver. We get it. We're parents too. Our teen driver app sets them free while keeping them safe. A parent. Auto insurance for families.
Welcome back inside Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium for Thursday Night Lights live here on the Frisco Sports Network. Kidna in the backfield. He passes it to number 16 for the Lions. That is Jalen Fusca. He's running. He's going to get called out of bounds at the 29-yard line, setting up a position where they can move the chains. The fans are getting pumped as the Reedy fans have shown out in many numbers. Lots of fans out here tonight for Pink Out for both schools, not just Reedy. Kitna in the backfield to his right is Will Harbor. He's going to hand it off to Will Harbor, the Navy commit, and he's going to get 3 yards for the Lions. That's going to set up 2nd and 8, or 2 yards for the Lions. It's 4:50, but there was a lightning strike, and I imagine that's going to take us into a lightning delay. Refs are currently discussing about it, but this will be very unfortunate for the teams. It looks like they're going to play on for right now, but it would be really unfortunate for a Reedy team who's just now been able to get some momentum going and get the pendulum to swing their way. It's 4:22 left to go here in the third quarter, and they moved up this game with hopes that the weather would hold out. However, that lightning may be a bummer for the Lions. Still playing Kitna in the backfield. Smith to his right. He fakes the handoff to Smith. He passes it way out to number 14. He's going to catch it for a completion. That is number 14, Josh Hernandez, the senior wide receiver, and that's going to be enough. Actually, they're going to call it incomplete, and so it will not be enough to move the chains. 3rd and 8 for the Lions.
And they've had and what a way the momentum has swinged in Reedy's favor here. I mean, we are getting pretty gloomy skies here, of course, and that's not a good sign, but we at least we are gaining some momentum in a sense.
A little confusion from Kitna. He's going to get some coaching with Smith to his left.
Using that college-style offense, and it looks like they'll call a second timeout.
And that is not good to have during the third quarter. We're going to take a timeout here on the Frisco Sports Network. We'll be right back.
You don't even have to call. Just a text?
If you know, deep down, that an empty nest is a good thing, you're one of us. Our Student Away at School discount saves you money on cars they aren't using. Apparent auto insurance for families.
Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. We just had another lightning strike during the break. However, the refs are going to say play on. Another one is occurring. I'm not sure they're going to get to play for much longer, but the refs are going to play as long as they possibly can. Obviously, we want to keep in mind the player's safety. Kitna is in the backfield. Smith to his right. They're not going to run it, though. He's going to look to pass, but lots of pressure from the Lovejoy defense is going to cause a loss of 6 yards for the Lions. That's going to set up 4th and 8 and cause the Lions to most likely bring out their punting squad or field goal squad.
Well, in this field position, it's a very risky move what you do here, but it looks like you're going to go for it, and especially in this positioning.
4th and 16 for the Lions. They're up 2 right now with 3:30 left to go in the game. Lions looking over to get some coaching from head coach Chad Cole. Kidna in the backfield in the shotgun position. Smith to his right. Another lightning strike. Kidna's looking to pass. Lots of pressure again from the Lovejoy defense. He's going to be sacked at the 38-yard line. That's going to give the Leopards the ball in a position that the Lions did not need to give it to him. 3:15 left to go here in the third.
It'll be interesting to see how this game develops here. It seems like the refs are just trying to keep this game as long as they can, but the lightning is getting close, and we could very well see a delay here of 20 minutes in a little bit.
And fans and players alike are not looking forward to if that may be. Refs are still saying play on. Quarterback Rucker in the backfield, he fakes the handoff to number 12, Nadu, and he's going to be down for a gain of 2 with 2nd and 8 coming about.
And it's just a very this is just a very specific. This is just a very peculiar situation in a sense. They're playing on, but any moment now we could just hear from the ref saying, "Okay, it's time to stop." So it'll be very interesting to see how this develops.
And tons of pressure from the Lions. A great tackle. We'll see who that tackle was by. He looks like he's injured though. Tackle was on number 10. However, they are going to get the athletic trainers on that field. 2:32 left to go here in the third as we take an injury timeout. We'll take a timeout as well here on the Frisco Sports Network. Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. That tackle was made by 54. He looks like he was injured on the play, and he's going to come out. Number 54 for the Lions is Hudson Halbert. He's going to come out, as we mentioned earlier, a power lifter and a really strong player for the Lions defense. And as we approach upon 3rd and 12 for the Leopards, we have Rutger in the backfield. He looks to pass. Pass is complete to number 13. He starts running backwards, though. That pass was completed to Mayfield. That's going to be just shy of moving the chains, getting to the 47-yard line. And he was running the other way. I'm not sure if he was just avoiding the defense or what, but 2 minutes left to go here in the third, and looks as though they're going to call out their punting squad.
And they're going to send out the punting unit. And as we continue here, we can really see one other thing. Lovejoy's drill team has just left the building, so people are starting to fear that lightning strike. And in another sense, you can see the color guard also leaving. It seems like the band is departing as well. So it looks like we are going to have, looks like the people are preparing for this game to end and go home due to the lightning.
Yes, bands from Lovejoy and Reedy alike were not prepared for this game to occur at this time. They came in their secondary closed expecting rain, so they all had these procedures put in place before they even got on the field. They were all aware of the situation, and so great planning by both district leaders in order to know what's best for the players, because at the end of the day, like we've been saying, it's all about the safety. We've got a minute and a half left to go here in the third quarter. The Lions only have one touchdown for the rest of the game, so that is going to be something interesting that we'll have to keep an eye on for the Lions.
And there was an offsides penalty, so Lovejoy will get the ball back here.
Rucker in the backfield, he passes, but it's incomplete. Pass intended for, it looks to be Nadu, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, that's going to bring upon 2nd and 10. A pass was actually intended for number 13, Luke Mayfield. 2nd and 10 for the Leopards. Ball on the 48. Rucker passes it to Nadu. He's running. He dives. He's getting to the 56-yard line. And that is going to be, we'll call it 4 yards for the Leopards. 50 seconds left to go here in the third quarter on Thursday Night Lights. Rucker giving some coaching to his line in the backfield with Nadu to his right. looking to make something happen on 3rd and 10. He looks to pass. Lots of pressure. He passes it way out to number 9. Incomplete, though. He clearly was expecting some pass interference call of some sort. However, refs are saying, no way, Jose. They're going to set up 4th and 10. And, however, there is a flag on the play. Some refs may disagree on that. So we'll have to see. Flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage, so it may have to do. They're going to call holding on the Lions, and that's going to set up 4th. Oh, so pardon me. It was holding on from the Leopards. Penalty is declined by the Lions, which is going to set up 4th and 6 for the Leopards, which will force their punting squad to come out. Lions are up 16-14. Out to kick for the Leopards is number 6, the senior, Tyler Loop. And he's going to kick it wide and high as he gets to the, call it the 13-yard line, a fair catch by number 16 of the Lions. That is Jalen Fusca. And the Lions aren't going to get great positioning to start out this drive. 16 seconds left to go in the 3rd, so you can only imagine about 3 more plays will probably happen.
And this is almost, we're almost to the end of this quarter, and once again, and still the rain looms on. It's gotten very dark here, and the refs are trying to play this out. And thankfully, someone just told us that the Lightning is 5 miles away. So remember, it has to be at least 1 mile in order for it to be a delay of game here. So they're going to try and play this for as long as they can. Hopefully, this storm is a slow-moving one.
Reedy gets the ball to the 23-yard line. That's going to set up 2nd and 2 for the Lions, and that's going to bring us into the end of the quarter. Lions are up 16-14 on Thursday Night Lights here on the Frisco Sports Network. We'll be right back.
After an accident, it's a parent who needs a family rental car, not a tiny car. We get it. We're parents too. That's why we offer same-size rental car match. A parent. Auto insurance for families.
Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. You're watching Thursday Night Lights here live from Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium in the heart of Frisco's Rail District. You're watching Reedy versus Lovejoy as Jalen Kitna makes his 2nd play of the drive. He looks like it's going to be enough to move the chains as he runs past the line of Lovejoy in order to get a 1st down for the Lions.
And here we are back here, and that Reedy is trying to gain momentum, trying to put this score up as much as they can after the rain delay. A rain delay can do a lot to a team. It makes you not want to play it anymore, to be honest.
That is true.
You just want to go home.
The principal of Reedy has been warning fans and organizations that they may want to prepare for the worst as the rain looms on. Doesn't matter for Kidna, though, as he hands it off to number 30. That is Sam Noskin. Looks like he's going to be the primary running back for the rest of the night, going against who they had in the first half, Smith. He gets to call it the 28-yard line. That's going to be enough for 2nd and 8. 11 minutes left to go here in the game.
And we do have some buses starting to leave. Notably, we pointed out the Lovejoy drill team has left.
As well as the Reedy band, they are bussing out as of right now. So organizations are preparing for the worst. It looks like Sapphires are going to take a photo right quick. Kidna up high. He passes it to number 14 for the Lions. That is Josh Hernandez. However, it's going to be incomplete, which is going to set up 4th and 8th for the Lions with 10:30 left to go here in the game. Sorry, 3rd and 8.
And that's been an issue. Even though Hernandez is his favorite receiver, there is a huge issue when it comes to his catching. He's very inconsistent. Sometimes he can make amazing catches and get you so many yards, but sometimes he just drops the football even though he's wide open. He has issues with that, but hopefully he can start to rebound throughout this season.
Unfortunately, tonight is not one of his best receiving nights. Quarterback Kidna passes it to number 16. He's able to get to the 49-yard line, call it. 40. Refs are going to call it at the 48-yard line. That's going to be enough to move the chains. Play made by Jalen Fusca, assisted by the short pass from Kidna.
That's a nice little pooch pass, as they call it. And you can tell why that's a D1 prospect move there. It's a very hard move to make, and it's a very rare move to make, and he did a very good job with it, and it got them out of a crucial zone here, and now they got great yards off of that. Another opportunity.
Kidna up high, fakes the pass to Smith in the backfield. He's going to get it out to Josh Hernandez, who makes what I believe is his first reception on the night. That's going to be enough to move the chains for the Lions, getting yet another first down.
And the halftime adjustments are starting to work here, and Reedy is sort of has totally taken over development in a way here. You could tell Reedy is doing that, and as we speak of the rain delay, the Lovejoy band is starting to depart.
Kidna hands it off to Smith. He's running, but is stuffed at the line. They're going to call it at the 38-yard or 42-yard line. That's going to be a gain of none for the Lions. 9:30 left to go here in the game.
And you can kind of see that maybe of course I'm not insider. I'm not on the field, but you can sort of see some of these teams are both trying to do run packages. In a way, they're trying to get the game done faster. It's a very interesting call there because you can try and do that while also winning in effect.
Kidna sacked in the backfield. He's going to throw it in the backfield, received by 77. That is Nate Anderson, the OU commit. He decides to take control. However, that is going to be a fatal flaw for the Lions, as that's going to set him back to what the refs are calling the 35-yard line. That's almost a 30-yard mistake. Very rough.
Why that was a mistake is because Kidna threw it backwards. You can't throw a pass backwards. If you throw a pass backwards, it means that it is considered a fumble and a live ball. So Anderson had to pick it up in order to maintain possession. But, I mean, we did get a pretty sick highlight of him trucking a guy out of it.
3rd and 10 for the Lions. 8:55 left to go here in the fourth quarter. There was some flags on the play. Not sure what they were for. They were picked up, however. So that's going to set them up for 3rd and 33. Again, that is a 35-yard mistake for the Lions, and not much they can do except a Hail Mary. 3rd down conversion looking not very well. They're going to pass it off to Smith, who's going to run. He gets to the 40-yard line, trucks his way to the 45-yard line before getting out of bounds. That's going to set up, call it 4th and 30 or 23. So not great positioning for the Lions. It's understandable that they're going to call out their punt team because not much you can do 25 yards out, pardon me. So we'll see what they can do. But, again, a fatal error from the Lions.
And we do have, looks like we have...
We're back here on the Frisco Sports Network. Injury timeout was for number 4, Jacob Smith. He's going to come out of the game for a minute here. Again, they're going to rely heavily on Sam Noskin, their secondary running back after primary running back. Karsten Farragut was injured, and he will not be coming back for a while. Kick by Will Harbor is going to get out to, call it, the 16-yard line for a fair catch. And that's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Leopards with 8 minutes left to go here. And Lightning still very, very imminent.
It's looming here, and you could sort of see that the refs, I mean, of course, I've already said this before, but in a way, you can sort of see that their sort of motion to try and try to do more handoffs. You're trying to run this clock down so everyone can leave. They don't have to call by the rules. In fact, if we're at 2 minutes and there's a Lightning in 1 mile, I would totally see them just play on, just finish this game up.
If they could, I think they would. However, I don't think they want to deal with the litigation from the UIL that might come of that. However, I do agree, it looks like there might be some mutual agreement between the coaches on running plays, or it may just be that with it raining, they don't want the ball to get wet. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this, or they don't want their hands to slip. However, as we say that, it is Rucker in the backfield. He's trying to pass to number 4. That is Hunter Smith, a junior wide receiver. However, is going to go out of bounds, which will set up 3rd and 13 for the Lovejoy Leopards.
It was way overthrown there, and I mean, it was out of bounds regardless. But again, the main concern was it was overthrown, and in this game, we're kind of winding down with this game. That pick 6 really was a very crucial play for Reedy here, and it is a very crucial 3rd down as well, because if you miss this, then Reedy very well could just try and run down as much time as possible and try and end this game, because we're pretty much getting to that point in a way.
Yes, 7.5 minutes left to go here. It's Rucker in the backfield, Nadu to his right. He's looking to pass, though. Nadu's going to help block. Rucker's looking to run. A ball looked loose. I don't think it is, though, but they're going to sack him at the refs are going to call it the 9-yard line. Pardon me, 9-yard line. That's going to set up 4th and 17. They're going to have to punt it. But it's going to give Reedy great positioning. I can't imagine they get it much farther than the opponent's 40-yard line. Again, going to set up great positioning for Reedy, especially if they can set up some sort of block or something here on this play. Out to kick is Loop. He's getting it to the 50-yard line. It's going to be called a fair catch. That looks to be Kitna. That is Kitna. And he's going to start this drive with 6 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. They're up 16-14. Can't imagine they won't want to run out that clock. It's 1st and 10 for the Lions.
It is 1st and 10 here. They're at very favorable field position, and it's time to run this football down. We got 6 minutes and 44 seconds left. It's pretty, I mean, if you're in this situation, you got to run down this clock because the Lightning is approaching.
Yes, run down that clock, but also do not give up opportunities to score because they are only up by 2. Harbor is in the running back position. Kidna will hand it off to him, and Harbor will run. An incredible play by him. That's going to be a gain of 8 for the Lions. This isn't the first time we've seen him do this tonight. Incredible mass jack of all trades. That's going to set up 2nd and 2 for the Lions. And Harbor seems to be the best QB, the best running back. He seems to be the best everything on this field tonight. Kidna's going to call for some action, fake the handoff, though, and pass it off to Harbor. He's running. He gets past the chains, and they're going to call it at the 38. that's going to be enough to move the chains for a 1st and 10 for the Lions.
It seems like here they're running the ball, of course, using Harbor, his big, gigantic frame, but they are switching out now with Noskin, and it seems like in a way they're trying to run down the clock, but also gain yards here to try and seal the game away. Even just a field goal would basically seal this game.
Kitna in the backfield, Noskin to his right, 2 receivers to his left. He may be looking to pass a little jiggle on the ball. He's going to pass it way out to number 23. That is Josh Barber. That's going to be enough to move the chains once again, getting it to the 27-yard line.
And this is very interesting. I just got an alert on my phone from the Weather Channel that says that rain will be beginning around 7:58. So we have 5 minutes left in this game. Most likely by the end of this drive, it'll be less time. So in reality, we're trying to get this game done here before the rain starts. And when the rain starts, you better believe the thunder's coming too.
Kitna in the backfield to his left in Snoskin, but he's going to go out wide looking for a pass. Kitna's going to go down the middle, though. Stuff it, get it to the 24-yard line. That's going to be a gain of, call it 4 for the Lions. That's going to set up 2nd and 7 with the ball on the 24. Less than 5 minutes left to go, and Lightning is only becoming more prominent. Still none within a mile, though. 4:30 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Kitna alongside Noskin looking for some advice. Kitna in the shotgun formation. Noskin to his left. No receivers to Kitna's right. He's going to hand it off to Noskin, and he's running. He's going to get to the 20-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd and 3 for the Lions. With 4 minutes left to go in this game, looking like very much a hurry-up game. Jacob's suggesting that they're trying to run down this clock, both teams. However, I don't think that the Lovejoy Leopards would want to give up this loss with it being so close, especially after a close loss to the Braswell Bengals. So we'll have to see how Lovejoy plays this out if they get the ball. Kitna hands it off to Harbor. He's running. Harbor's going to jump. However, it looks like they're going to lose 1 yard on that play, setting up 4th and 4 for the Lions. Possibly Lions bringing out their kicker, and it looks as though they will, as Will Harbor is in the backfield. He's going to have number 12, A.J. Padgett, to help set up the field goal. This is going to be a 28-yard attempt, I believe.
And it's a very crucial field goal because that means Lovejoy can't return a field goal here.
And it just barely makes it over as Will Harbor scores the field goal, which is going to set up 19-14 for the Lions, 1st and 10. Whenever they get it kicked off. However, we're going to take a break here on the Frisco Sports Network. As I just said, Lions are up 19-14 with 2:50 left to go. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. We're bringing you Thursday Night Lights, the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds of it, as the Reedy Lions are taking on the Lovejoy Leopards. They just scored a field goal, which will give them 19-14 lead, as the Lovejoy Leopards have to score a touchdown on this drive if they want any chance of bringing this game back. Lions taking a lot of time on that last play, not only to hold out for hopefully the weather, or not only to speed it up for the weather so that it doesn't come, but also so that they can secure this victory. Like I said, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left to go here in the game, and Lovejoy's got to do something. They're going to recover it at the they're going to call it the 8-yard line, and the fans are getting riled up. We may be hearing Reedy's band playing Bula here in a second, a sight that has become a little bit rarer as Reedy has not been undefeated this season. Still, nonetheless, they are a very great squad.
Well, Harbor has also been pretty aggressive. So with the trying to pump up the crowd here, because if they can stop him on this drive, the game's over.
Rucker alone in the backfield. He's looking to pass. Pass is caught by number 7, but they're going to call it incomplete as he was out of bounds. Pass intended for Archer. However, that's going to be incomplete, as Jacob has been saying tonight. He is one of Rutgers' favorite receivers. However, unfortunately, they weren't able to connect on that. That's going to set up 2nd and 10 with the ball on their 8-yard line.
And you can really express here not just the power of the Reedy defense, because this offense for Lovejoy is pretty explosive, and they've maintained them pretty well, only to 14 points. Their average is like 38. So they've done a very terrific job on that aspect.
Rucker looks to pass. He passes it, and it is going to be complete this time to Luke Mayfield. We've seen a little bit more action from him in the second half, and everyone on the sideline looks to be packing up, and I don't blame them. They've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the game. It's been a slow game, however, an interesting game to watch, of two district powerhouses, Reedy, who went undefeated last year, and Lovejoy, who also made a name for themselves. However, it's going to be intercepted by the Reedy Lions. That's going to effectively end the game. It looks like it was intercepted by number 9, Camden Hardy, and that's going to be a great play for the Lions because, like we said earlier, if they didn't score a touchdown on that drive, it is over, and now it is.
And that was a very crucial defensive play. Brad, this is why the Reedy defense is arguably the best defense in 5A Division II, especially in this division. They have great pace, they have a great coordinator, and this basically ends the game for them.
District 7 is going to be very tough this season with powerhouses of Reedy and Frisco. Kenton is going to hand it off to Will Harbor, who's going to stuff it in at the 31-yard line. That's going to be a gain of no yards, however, setting up 2nd and 10 with 150. They're going to call a timeout, though, for the Reedy Lions, and the Lovejoy Leopards are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout, too, here on the Frisco Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Thursday Night Lights here on the Frisco Sports Network. We're bringing you the UIL 5A District 7 matchup between the Reedy Lions and the Lovejoy Leopards. The Reedy Lions are up 19-14 with 1 minute and 57 seconds left to go here in the game. Kitten is going to hand it off to Smith, and he's going to stuff it in back in the same position at the 31-yard line, setting up 3rd and 10, and they're going to call another timeout, I believe this time by the by the Leopards again. So we're going to take yet another timeout here on the Frisco Sports Network. We'll be right back. The teams are coming back onto the field as Reedy is looking to close out this game. Welcome back inside Frisco ISD Memorial Stadium as we're presenting Thursday Night Lights here for you on the Frisco Sports Network. The Lions are up 19-14 with a minute 50 left to go. They need to do something here, though. Kitten in the backfield hands it off to Smith. Smith is running. He gets to the 32-yard line before being pushed back. It looks like a helmet went loose. And it's going to be called. And the last timeout for the Lovejoy Leopards is going to be called. We've got a minute and 39 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back here on the Frisco Sports Network.
Trying to Will.
Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. Will Harbor's going to kick a field goal, and it's going to be good. Look at the power. Oh, no, it's going to be no good for the Lions. The power was perfect, but it was just a little off target. That's going to set up the Leopards to get the ball with a minute and 32 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this game plays out. We only have a minute and a half left, but the Leopards are only down by 5, so it'll be interesting to see where they can go from here.
And it's clearly you could see everyone's trying to run this game out, but Lovejoy's going to try and make a win here. They're going to try for a win drive.
And it's Rucker in the backfield. He's looking to passes it out to number 9. That was Reed Westervelt, and that's going to be enough to move the chains. They need some real hurry-up offense as they have no timeouts remaining. Reedy still has 1. Remember, they used 2 in the third quarter. So there is not going to be a lot of time for dilly-dallying for either side, primarily for the Lovejoy Leopards, who might need it. Rutgers in the backfield. He has Nadu to his left. He's going to look to pass this time. Nothing's open, but he's going to pass it to number 9. That's Westerfield again. He gets to the 45-yard line. That's going to set up 2nd and 6 with the ball at the 45-yard line.
This is very crucial. We only have 1 minute left in this game, folks. 1 minute. This game is almost over, and they're just letting this clock run.
And the Leopards, number 10, that is Rutger. He's looking to pass, but passes it out of bounds to stop the clock at 38 seconds. They're going to get a couple more drives, but not many. And so they're going to need to take full advantage of it.
It's also third down here. This is a very crucial drive here for Lovejoy, and everyone's kind of hyped here because if this drive fails, then Reedy's walking out of here with a win.
And that's exactly what Reedy wants. It's Rutger in the backfield. He's looking to pass. He's going to need to pass far, but he's going to run anyway. He's going to get past the chains, and he's going to get to the 46-yard line with 29 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. They're going to need to make a play. The clock has started. They've got 23 seconds left before the end of this game.
A spike. They spike the football here, wasted down, trying to slow down this game.
Insiders are telling me that hail is coming down on the field, so they want to get out of here quick. It is not a great night, but the fans are still out here. They want to see the end of this game. They want to see it through. 23 seconds left to go here on the Frisco Sports Network. Rucker looks to pass deep, and it's good. Pass to number 9 for the Lovejoy Leopards. That's Westerfield, and it's going to go deep. 15 seconds left to go for the Leopards. If they score here, this could be a win for the Leopards, and Reedy really took advantage of their lead because now what you see here is they're going to have probably at least 2 drives to make something happen. Their first and 10, or first and goal was set with the ball on the 7-yard line, and it looks as though Reedy's going to take a timeout, kind of take a breath. They've got 9 seconds left to go in the game, though. We'll be right back here on the Frisco Sports Network. Welcome back to the Frisco Sports Network. It is a pivotal down or drive here, whatever you want to call it. We've got 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lions are up 19-14 here on Thursday Night Lights. Let us set you the stage and bring you through it as number 10, that is Rucker. He is in the backfield. Nadu is to his right. They've probably got about 2 drives to go here before the game is over. Lightning and hail are coming down. Rucker looks to pass. He passes in the end zone, and it is good for the Lovejoy Leopards. That's going to be game as the Lovejoy Leopards secure the victory with a 7-yard touchdown, making them up by 1, 2019, when the Reedy Lions had thought they had secured the victory and they had given up. The Lovejoy Leopards snuck behind, and they were able to come in and clinch the victory.
And we do have, what a drive here by Lovejoy. They've had a very dormant second half, but they couldn't pull it. They pulled it through, and now it looks like we're going for 2 here.
This is really something you do not want to see from the Reedy defense. They have been strong all night, and when it mattered most, they failed to step up. Rucker in the backfield, he slides. They're going to lose the 2-point opportunity, but it doesn't even matter at this point. They're still up by 1.
Well,
Reedy
does it even matter? That's a crucial question right there, because if you think about it, let's think about it. You have, as Reedy, you have one of the best kickers in the district on your team. You get into field goal range,
Reedy,
you have yourselves, if you get into field goal range, you do have yourselves an opportunity to give Harbor a chance to try and win this game. But as you can see, it looks like most of the fans here are just going to take off before the rain hits.
Reedy fans are leaving by the majority. They're going to get out of this weather. However, like Bernardini pointed out, this could be a crucial last 10 seconds. They need to make something happen here. They are only down by 1. So if they can get it close enough to where they're in a position where Will Harbor could kick a field goal, they might be able to secure the victory once again. We see Lovejoy in the same position we've seen Lebanon Trail play in when they kick off. And Loop is going to kick it out. He's going to kick it out of bounds. Refs are going to call it out at the they're going to call a flag, though.
It's an illegal that's a legal kick out of bounds. So that'll give them even more yards. So if you're Reedy here, you need one play because you'll have good field position, and then you're going to have to rely on the you have to rely on the foot of Will Harbor.
This is going to be a crucial down and drive right here. They have to not make a mistake. They can't afford to make a mistake in the current position they are in. Lovejoy is up by 1.
And this is basically, if you see this is basically one of our final drives here. Look at all the men deep here for the, Lovejoy. They're basically expecting Hail Mary here.
And what else would happen? Kidna's looking to pass far, but no one is even out far. He throws it out of bounds. 5 seconds left to go. That's going to hurt.
And what type of team what type of offensive line lets a 3-man rush break through?
I don't know. I think they were sending their guys out deep. They were expecting guys out. They were expecting a Hail Mary, so.
And it will be Hail Mary time. And if you're Reedy here, this game is pretty much over for you. It's a very heartbreaking win, but you have to remember that this isn't the team. This isn't the team that we're used to seeing here. And you can see they're lining up in that screen formation on the bottom half of the field, and they'll run the check down. But it's a flea flicker. But the
clock is going to expire.
The game is over.
The Lovejoy Leopards have won. They finished the game 2019. An incredible win by the Leopards. Give credit where credit is due. Reedy's going to high-five the team. No one from the team is there to high-five. A little bit lack of sportsmanship, but we must agree this is a big win for Lovejoy, who did lose to Braswell in overtime in a very close game. And so clearly a great win that deserves to be celebrated by the Leopards.
But we have to talk about one thing here. Playoff indications. Reedy will drop to 4-3. This is not something you want to see for playoff indications. As you remember, Reedy did lose one of their out-of-district games. 3 of their wins have come from wins against district opponents. You have to, and you remember in this situation, clinching a playoff spot, you have 8 games. You have to win at least 5 of those games. So Reedy still has a chance to clinch at least a third or a third seed, or at least a third seed, a fifth, or maybe even a 4th seed here in the worst measures possible. But if you are Lovejoy, this is a very crucial win for you. You're now 500. You're 3-3, and you're also in sort of the same situation. You've all 2 of your wins have come from those aspects. So you have to, it was a very hard-fought game, but Lovejoy very much well deserved the win. Reedy just was completely flat for most of this game. And if you're Reedy, you have to make the adjustments here. You have to.
I completely agree. Reedy has to do something. They cannot come out and have close games like this where they show out only in the second half. That cannot continue, because like we've seen last week, or pardon me, not last week, but the week prior against Frisco and this week against Lovejoy, you can't be good for one half and stink in another. Like you said, playoff picture is going to be very interesting in the coming weeks, as Reedy was guaranteed first place by this time last year. Now we're not even sure if they are going to make the playoffs. It's a totally different team. As we mentioned earlier, they lost quarterback Josh Frosky, who now plays for SFA. They lost star tight end who went to ASU. They've lost key components of last year's team that made them so successful and made them get out that far against to the Alito game. But now it looks like Reedy is going to have to work with what they got.
And that will do it for us here at the Frisco Sports Network. My name's Jacob Bernardini. I'm with Christian Dutcher. We'll see you next time. What a game we had for you today.